everybody, this is Swayze Reborn and welcome to the show. Today we're going to be tackling episode 3 of Avatar The Last Airbender, The Southern Air Temple. You gotta love genocide. Uh-oh.
Previously on Avatar.
You already know the drill. We don't do previouslys because that's what we got the series for. There's a whole playlist. Avatar R&R.
A lot can change in all that time. I need to see it for myself.
This kid, unfortunately, has no idea what he's going to be getting himself into and the ramifications of going to the air temple. But it's something that he correctly says that he needs to see for himself.
Getting in the way of what? Prince Zuko. Captain Zhao. Its command.
Here we have the introduction of our secondary antagonist, Zhao. This man is almost a direct foil to Zuko's character and the path that he walks. Depending on which path he decides to go, he could be a man like Zhao or he could be a man like Iroh.
Just because no one has seen an airbender doesn't mean the Fire Nation killed them all. They probably escaped.
The ever optimistic Aang. He just wants to believe because thinking to himself, the airbenders are dead, that is on his shoulders in a way because he ran away. So Aang, in his youthful naivete, wants to believe that everything is okay.
There it is.
That's just a beautiful image. The world building that they did for this series is just insane. Of course, why wouldn't Aang believe that nobody could reach it? Look at it. It seems almost impenetrable. But as we know, the Fire Nation has a lot of technology.
If my father thinks the rest of the world will follow him willingly, then he is a fool.
2 years at sea have done little to temper your tongue.
Very interesting. That little line that Zhao says about being banished, not quelling his tongue. So it makes you think, puts the idea in your head. He must have been banished for some kind of insubordination, planting the seeds.
Unless you found some evidence that the Avatar is alive.
Commander Zhao, interrogated the crew as you instructed.
This is like Zhao playing 3D chess. He already knows. He asked the question because he already knows the answer to it. I think it's cool that this would be competition for airbenders. Very culturally significant. A way to wind off steam. Maybe even challenge their rivals to just have a bit of sport, a bit of fun. Airbenders, for the most part, while being based on monks, so obviously having an air of seriousness to them, they also were a lighthearted group of people.
We should tell him.
Here is one of Katara's fatal flaws, and that is she just cares too much sometimes about protecting people in a certain way. Again, the difference between her and Sokka, you can see he believes that it's better to give him the truth and let him know what's really going on, and she thinks that protecting is shielding from the real world, and which actually can be very harmful in the long run.
The only mistake they made was telling you before you turned 16.
In that line right there, they told him before he was 16. Aang was 12, so 4 years before they were supposed to, of what is tradition. And in that one instance, Aang's childhood was taken away from him, and that's why he said that he never wanted to be the Avatar. And we also see Monk Gyatso, who disagrees with that notion, who you can tell wanted Aang to be a kid, wanted him to experience the joys of life, to be carefree for a time, even knowing that dark tidings may be on the horizon and Aang was going to have to be an adult and rush off into that. He didn't want it to be too fast as his mentor and his father figure. You can see where Aang gets a lot of his personality from because Gyatso is obviously a big old dork.
More pathetic than I thought.
Fail. Capturing the Avatar is too important to leave in a teenager's hands.
Zhao knows just what to say to get under Zuko's skin. The antagonist to the antagonist.
More tea, please.
Iroh, one cool cat.
Past lives? Katara, you really believe in that stuff?
Sokka's just so superstitious. Oh, you really believe in that stuff? Dude, you were just talking about magic. You seen a flying bison. Get over yourself, Sokka. Uh-oh. Terrifying music. Ominous shadow.
That firebender won't know what hit him.
It is the deadliest of the gang's enemies. The flying lemur. The flying lemur. Oh no! Look at the cuteness!
I have hundreds of warships under my command. And you're just a banished prince. Your own father doesn't even want you. If your father really wanted you home, he would have let you return by now. Avatar or no avatar. In his eyes, you are a failure. You have the scar to prove it.
Zhao, as just a savage, just went in on Zuko there. But nothing he actually said was a lie, all depending on perspective. And that's what cuts Zuko so deep. When he tries to defend his position, he can barely even muster up the sincerity, the confidence to say it with any oomph. He just sounds so insecure, sounds like a child who wants nothing more than dad's approval, but deep down he knows that with or without the Avatar, it's not going to happen. But he just holds on to that one shred of hope.
An Agni Kai at sunset.
Agni. As we were seeing earlier, what do airbenders do? They play ball with each other and have a good time. What do firebenders do? They try to kill each other and punch each other in the face, give each other third-degree burns. That's the difference culturally between airbenders and firebenders. Why it was so easy for them to get wiped off the... So we have a little bit more teasing of Zuko's backstory. His scars are from an Agni Kai from when he dueled a master. On top of his insubordination and his rebellious attitude, all revealed in this episode. So obviously, in some way he talked out of line, was challenged to a duel, or threw a challenge at somebody, and was severely burnt in the process.
Firebenders? They were here?
And seeing his father figure, seeing his family dead at his feet, then the guilt and the shame really starts to hit him, knowing that he might have made a difference, he might have been able to do something, causes him to just break and fold. So this is what I don't understand. So he goes into the Avatar state, and all the statues come to life, and all the lights all throughout the nations, the temples. But he's been in the Avatar state a couple of times before this, and this is the first time that they're showing this reaction. So this is obviously the first time that they're seeing it. What makes this part different? Is it because he's in an extra emotional state, or is it because he's in a conscious state at this moment? Because before he was underwater drowning and he was just out of the iceberg. Is this the first time it's a conscious state? And that's why, while it's still on a subconscious level, he's no longer unconscious while he's doing it. We see the correlation between extreme emotions and extreme power. Look at this. And yeah, you can say he's in the Avatar state, so obviously his power is already 100-fold, but it's just crazy. I really like this fight because of how thoughtful it is, and because it demonstrates that each move, each technique is highly represented with a martial arts move attached to it. And especially here we see in this duel that each move is very calculated, and each movement of the body causes a certain effect to happen with the firebending. Zhao relying heavily on power moves. While Zuko was able to capitalize by using more fast and fluid movements, like Iroh suggested using the basics, while Zhao overcompensated with his power strikes and was able to be easily caught off balance.
Do it!
That's it. Next time I promise, I won't hold back.
So we see here Zuko being his own man, how he always walks a razor's edge between two different men, and in this moment he decided to not be like Zhao and to be a man of honor. And Zhao, being the man that he is, decides to try to take advantage of that and strike from behind. But Iroh, quick as a whip, he wasn't even in the frame, wasn't even in the fight, steps in between to grab his foot like it's nothing and toss him away. The power of Iroh. You're not going to be able to tell from the looks of him, but in that one moment, the quickness, strength that he has hidden. Scary. The dragon.
Even in exile, my nephew is more honorable than you.
Did you really mean that, Uncle?
Of course, ginseng tea is my favorite.
It's just a great moment between the two of them, and demonstrates how Iroh is a father figure to Zuko, and the bond that they have, unspoken things between them, how Iroh feels about Zuko truly, and the kind of man that he wants him to become, and that he hopes that he can become.
I know how hard it is to lose the people you love. Sokka and I, we're your family now.
Showing the power that Katara has over Aang. She's the only one that can talk him off the ledge. She's the only one that can calm him down. And the stories of Zuko and Aang mirror each other so closely. The bonds that they have, that they build, and that they hold on to, that they hold dear, that they need love, they need validation, that they need someone just to be there for them when all odds point to them falling off of the deep end. They need that one person to pull them back.
Airbenders found this temple. That means they found the other ones too. I really am the last Airbender.
And that realization, poor Aang, finally hits him. He's the last Airbender. No amount of denial or being naive about the situation, being ignorant about the situation will change the fact. And now he knows it. Heartbreaking. In the moment, his life was completely changed. And again, the episode ends with them flying off to their next adventure. Especially in the first season, it's a very episodic adventure of the week kind of thing. They also try to put in, for a kid's show, as very different, especially an animated kid's show, having them try to have a thread through a season-long and a series-long story arcs. I'd have to say my favorite moment of this episode was the fight between Zuko and Zhao. That was always really good. Simple and to the point and short, but it just has the animation and showing the movements of the body and how important they are to bending. Overall, I thought this was a really great episode. It introduces these themes of banishment, of parental neglect, of genocide, all within a kid's show and all within 23 minutes, and introduces them in a way to open up conversations for children and in a way they can understand it and also relate to it. Having the continuing thread of Aang and Zuko's character matching up so closely together throughout the first season, just how their arcs go hand in hand, and going through the same struggles of power, of emotion, of being responsible with their power, of not being responsible with it, having all these questions of where they belong in the world and what their true meaning is. Zuko's obsessed with finding the Avatar, but that's only basically a smokescreen, a band-aid to just him not and knowing what else to do with his life. And Aang at the moment is all alone except for Tara, Sokka, Momo, and Appa. They're both just trying to find their place in the world. That'll continue to be explored throughout the season. So I thought episode 3 is really, really good. Still just kicking things into high gear. And episode 4, the Warriors of Kyoshi, that'll be the next episode that we tackle. Thank you for sticking around to the end. I want to really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And throw a comment in there what you like about the episode, if what you didn't, if you watched it. How you feeling today? Sure you're having a great day. And come and find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Swayze Reborn. I stream about Monday through Thursday, about 10 o'clock. Come and find me on TikTok, Swayze Reborn. And yeah, I really appreciate you. You have a fantastic day. Love you. Peace.